And 3, 2, 1, pickly peeps, what is up today? How are you? How's it going? Happy Thursday, happy almost end of the week, if that matters to you. It doesn't really matter to me because I work every day and I don't know how to take days off because I'm a workaholic, but I hope you are not a workaholic. I hope you have exciting plans for the weekend that you can look forward to. Beyond, of course, you know, our epic pulling it all together lookbook video training on Sunday. That's gonna be awesome, totally awesome, right? Okay, but seriously, happy Thursday and welcome to day 4 of building your stellar branded lookbook that sells. And today we're going to be covering your world. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this if you've been watching any of the other videos. You've heard me mention your world several times, at least every day. I think I've mentioned your world. And it may or may not be what you're thinking of. It's definitely not planet Earth. But before we get started on your world, I just want to let you guys know that this is day 4 of the series for anyone new joining us. And if you have not seen the other 3 days, they are linked boop, boop, right in the description below this video. So go check those out and then come back to today and it'll make more sense, all right? That said, let's get started on your world. I wish, wouldn't it be cool if we could have a spinning globe graphic? Eventually. Future goals. We will totally have a globe graphic there. That's okay. Totally rabbit hole that. Can you tell I rabbit hole a lot? It's all good. It's all good. So, your world. And I'm not talking about planet Earth. When you build your lookbook and when you do any kind of branding, your products don't exist in a vacuum, right? They don't. They definitely don't exist in a vacuum. This bracelet that I'm wearing right now, it does not exist in a vacuum. It has a very specific world that it lives in, and an even better specific dream world that it lives in. And what you need to do as a business owner trying to sell your products is access that dream world. What am I talking about? Oh, they were on the page. My notes were on the page I was staring at. How great is that? Okay. So, what in the world do I mean by worlds? Right, pickly peep? I mean, we all live on planet Earth. That's a world. That's not the world that I'm talking about, though. Your products live in a very specific world, and that world is the image and emotion that you need to capture. So let me give you some more concrete examples here. I am talking about different kinds of worlds. See, I got a notebook. Different kinds of worlds could be, do your products live? Do they serve people who live in a classy world? Or are you in a fun world? Do your products fit in a childlike world, a heroic world, an edgy world, a modern world? An athletic world is a different one. A natural world, a hippie world, a trendy world, an elegant world, a nautical world. Are you starting to hear what I'm saying here? Is it starting to make a little bit of sense? Your products do not exist in a vacuum. They exist in a world. And your job with creating this lookbook and all of your content, no matter where you put it, is to place your products in a world that your customers relate to. Now, this does not need to be the world that your customers live in. This needs to be the world that your customers wish they lived in. Who here is a Harry Potter fan? Or a Lord of the Rings fan? Or a Star Wars fan? We don't live at Hogwarts, in Middle-earth, in a galaxy far, far away, no matter how much we wish to. But just simply by being a fan, you want to be part of that world. There's aspects of that world that are very intriguing to you and that are very recognizable. So if your product is something that Star Wars fans could relate to, you are going to set it or include lots of night skies or beautiful vistas or space battles or like nebulas and galaxies. Might be a lot of supporting photographs in your lookbook. If your world is very athletic, then you might be doing team sports. You might be having like different balls. I'm not a sports person. Like golf or baseball or football or rugby or I don't know what any of the terms are in any of these sports. But you get what I'm saying here. You might have the field, you might have the bench. Is this kind of making sense? So think about what you curated yesterday in your content library. Does what you curated kind of fit in one world? It's the same thing like we talked about yesterday. When you do a Pinterest board, you can kind of look at it, you throw everything that you like together that kind of matches, and then you take a step back and you say, okay, what doesn't fit here? One of these things is not like the other. Did I put something in that doesn't belong? Right? I'm sorry, you should never listen to me sing. It's a horrible, horrible experience. I apologize for that. But you get the picture on that. So go ahead and take another look at your content library and see what kind of world you have created. Do you have a full world in there, or do you have kind of a half a world? Now, you can use your stock photos in any way with this. Your world could revolve around a color. It could revolve around an atmosphere. Is it a very happy, playful world? Is it a moody and dramatic world? Is it a dark and mysterious world? Is it a very vibrant world? You get the idea. This is the most what and why of any video that will be in this series and probably on this channel, because this is just such an important concept. Your products do not exist in a vacuum. They exist in a world. So your job here is to showcase that world. And how are you going to do it? You're going to do it through your supporting graphics. Because let's be honest, who here can afford a full-on design studio, or not design studio, who here can afford to hire a photographer, a studio, a costumer, a makeup artist, a hair artist, a set designer, and a slew of other things that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head to, you know, build your world so you can photograph your pieces in it, or have them. If you're paying for all of that, you just have someone else photograph your pieces in it. But I don't think we can do that. And this is a very quick and easy cheat, is to use your curated content library like you were on a photo shoot set. Like you were on a set for a photo shoot and you were just pulling out little bits and pieces of that world. You're going to take a scene from here, you're going to take an angle from there, you're going to take a dark shadow from there, you're going to take a box from there. Is this making sense? So you're going to pull all those little aspects together, and when you combine them with your product photos that we're going to showcase on Sunday and putting it all together, when you combine all of those little elements, your pages will automatically have your world, okay? On the same frame, unless you are modeling clothing. If you sell clothing, then you need to have modeled photos. But if you do not, maybe hats. Hats might be another thing that you do. But I'm telling you, you know what, jewelry. As long as you're not selling clothing, you can pick modeled shots. So think about where in your world, where would your people hang out? Are they in a grassy plain at sunset? Are they in the mountains? Are they in an urban landscape? Are they looking very retro or vintage? Are they ethnic? What is it? What is that kind of cohesive element, or where would they hang out? And then you're going to pull those photos of people like that into your curated content library so we can add them in to get the human touch into our lookbook without ever having to hire a model or a pro photographer. Okay? There we go. That is your homework for today. Identify your world, or at least a couple of the aspects of your world that your products live in. And if you need to add in more content to your curated library to kind of flesh out your world, go ahead and do that. And then I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, depending on how ahead of the game you are, you might have a little bit of homework. We're going to be covering the 10 different types of product images, okay? And key for you here, you don't have to use all of them. I'm going to give you all of 10 that you need, but you don't have to use all of them. If you have a couple, that's good. So there we go. That's it. That is today and world development. world building, whatever you want to call it. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense. If you have a hallelujah moment going here, that your products live in a world and it is your job to create a cohesive atmosphere through your accessory images, your extra images that portray this world. All right? I know we didn't have any computer work today, but today's a bit more conceptual. Today's a bit more conceptual. And I kind of went over it a little bit yesterday. So if you need a review on building your curated content library, check out yesterday's video. It is linked below. And while you are checking that out in the links below, drop me a comment if this makes sense. If you're really excited, tell me what world your products live in. What kind of attributes of your world can you isolate? While you're down there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow for our 10 types of product photos. Till then, bye!